Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic: what is the most useless fact you know? The only endorsement Elvis Presley ever did was for a doubt shop that he loved. He made the appearance at just 19 years old in 1954 when he was relatively unknown. Not only was this the only endorsement he ever did, but his compensation for it was a box of hot glazed doubts from the shop. Totally worth it. I learned this yesterday that Elvis was asked in 1956 before going on the Ed Sullivan Show if he'd get a polio vaccine in front of cameras. That photo was put in newspapers nationwide. There was a vaccination gap in teens of the time they were not getting it. That photo caused, I believe, a 15+% increase in the total vaccinated population of the US. Cookie Monster's real name is Sid. He said useless. He said useless. There is term called the term paraprostokia. A figure of speech in which the latter part of a phrase is surprising in a way that causes the reader or listener to reinterpret the first part. An example would be Mitch Hedberg's famous one-liner, "I haven't slept for 10 days, because that would be too long." Snakes can get malaria. Another random snake-related fact. A 40-acre Montana fire was caused by a hawk landing on power lines while clutching a large snake. The wriggling snake touched a second power line, completing the circuit and electrocuting both animals with up to 700,000 volts. I think the snake knew this kills the bird. But can they get hard? Only the elusive trouser snake. Michael J. Fox's middle name is Andrew. Jadru. AJO. J for jitters or what? I'm reluctantly upvoting you. I'm beginning to suspect his real name is not Michael J. Fox. Michael Fox and Michaela Fox were already registered SAG names. In WW2, the British trained seagulls to poo on enemy periscopes before realizing that seagulls could not fly far enough out to sea for this to be useful. They could poo from planes themselves, why bother the seagulls SMH? They didn't eat much at that time. This reminds me of bat bombs. They were an experimental weapon tested in WW2 where they would drop a bomb full of Mexican free-tailed bats that each had an incendiary bomb attached. Some of the shit we came up with during WW2. Funnily enough, the bat bomb was considered an effective weapon experimentally, and they were planning to put it into action. But the Manhattan Project reached its maturity first, and the first atomic bombs got dropped instead. Bees generate electricity because their wing flapping is so fast. They can use this to tell if a flower has been landed on by another bee already due it its electric charge. Bees are electric type Pokemon. Finally, I've long searched for a possible Pokemon type for those bugs. Edit: if you can't recognize sarcasm, I feel bad for you, son. I've got 99 problems and type knowledge ain't one. Komi, electric/bug. Edit: wow, this is my most popular comment ever, thanks guys. Who knew remembering every single Pokemon would give me internet points? The Shrek cast didn't meet till the movie was finished. Shrek was also used as a gulag-esque punishment of sorts for people at DreamWorks who didn't do well enough while working on The Prince of Egypt. They called the act Getting Shrieked, which I suspect any unknowing fans of early 2010s memes in this thread will enjoy. Edit: my original comment left out some of the context that all good humans of correct and decent temperament desire. You can find some more about the story here. https://2010/05/16/ugly-green-mattress. A Google search for Getting Shrieked returns a couple of interesting articles as well. You better check yourself before you Shrek yourself. Cockroaches are like us, in a way. When you touch a cockroach, it will go wash itself. But why do they like getting touched though? They're perverts. Roaches are thigmotropic, meaning they like to feel pressure, preferably on all sides. It's why they tend to live in walls and cracks. It's a safety mechanism for them. So they like being touched in a certain sense. Source: I'm a pest control specialist. Women blink more often than men. They also have more babies than men. I had a baby after I read this, goddamit. I blinked after I read this, goddamit. That implies, UGE. Eels actually have two jaws. The first being like a normal jaw, the second being hidden in their throat. The secondary jaw lunges forward when the eel bites down on prey, bites down on the piece within the mouth and bites a chunk out of it, pulling it down the throat. Think about the alien in the movie Alien. the secondary minimouth they use is based off an eel's anatomy. When the jaws open wide, and there's more jaws inside, that's a moray. When the fish that you feel's not a fish but an eel, that's a moray. I still have a Windows XP Service Pack 1 acceptable CD key memoized. BCX44 to G46Y6XBWTV-8QKHB-2VXJP. I still have my old internet password memoized, not quite as useless or long but 485E545R6U48. Cool. Mind if I use this password for my personal use? I find Margaret Thatcher is 110% sexy too long to type. The main zoological difference between big cats and small cats is a small bone in the throat of cats that allows them to either roar or purr. Big cats have a flexible hyoid bone, allowing them to roar, and small cats have a hard, ossified hyoid bone allowing them to purr. Edit. To address all the questions in the replies, while I do love cats, I am by no means an expert on big cats, felid genetics, felid anatomy, or felids in general. This is just a useless fact I know. In this sense, cheetahs are classified as small cats because they don't have the ability to roar. Very cute. Same with pumas, I believe. You are now subscribed to Cat Facts. If your entire body healed as fast as your tongue, you would starve to death. I need a explanation. Using up all the nutrients, yo. You'd have to eat around 1,888,000 pieces of paper to reach your daily 2,000 calories. What kind of dimensions too? I need to know this. Is it 18x18 or what? Who the fuck uses 1818 paper? The effort needed to eat that much paper would probably make how much you need to eat higher, and so on and so on. Cows kill more people each year than sharks and alligators combined. Makes sense. Probably really uncommon for cows to be swimming in the ocean, so it is unlikely that they'd ever have the opportunity to kill a shark. A study of 10,000 pugs found the gene pool diversity was only made up from 50. Your username makes me chuckle but also sad. There shall never be a long face pug. I've seen one. I feel like at this point this is known, but you know that stinging feeling you get in your tongue when eating pineapple? That is because pineapple contains a certain chemical that digests meat. So basically when you eat pineapples they eat you back. The enzyme bromelain, to be precise. Fellas, is it gay to eat pineapple? At the end of the day, you're eating that bromelain. And ever noticed how canned pineapple or pineapple on pizza doesn't do this? The enzyme responsible for this effect, bromelain, is inactivated by heat. So only fresh pineapples do this. This is actually an useful fact to know in the kitchen, as bromelain also digests gelatin. Therefore you cannot make a gelatin-based pineapple pudding with fresh pineapple, but you can make it with canned or otherwise cooked pineapple. I ate a full pineapple the other day, and by the end my lips were bright red and bleeding a bit at the edges. Pineapples are fantastic, would recommend. You're supposed to take that prickly skin off first. There are around 3,500 species of mosquitoes, but only about 100 will bite you. The ones that do bite are female. Females need the blood right before they lay their eggs. So when I'm getting bit at home, she is about to lay some damn eggs somewhere. WTF use and abuse. They also don't bite. They poke you with their proboscis, and then actually wait for your circulatory system to push enough blood into their bodies. This is why mosquitoes don't suck. They are also some of the most important pollinators on the planet, because, as you said, only about 100 species need blood to provide the protein they need to reproduce, the others get that protein from pollen. Also, at 3 UL a pop, it would require around 11 hours to die from anemia and blood loss if you were stranded naked on the tundra in the swarmiest swarm of mosquitoes. You're welcome for that loss of sleep. As dead bodies decay, they burp or release gases. For this reason, caskets and mausoleums need to be ventilated so that the gas can escape. If you see stains on the concrete around a mausoleum and it's not rained recently, that means it's not been properly maintained. Those stains, yeah, that's your Auntie Nora. Sometimes those things leak so bad they need to be washed out. Source: worked for pressure wash company. That's also why whale carcasses are so dangerous, because as the gas builds up they might actually explode and you could be killed by dead whale organs falling from the sky. Lol. https://u2.be/xbgthvb_idq Or you could just use explosives. The word fuck was uttered in The Wolf of Wall Street 569 times. Those are rookie numbers. You need to get those numbers up. It's written in Canadian law that a passenger can't exit your airplane without a parachute. Elephant pregnancies last 2 years. Was at a school trivia /science Olympics thing and they marked me wrong for this answer. I pushed back until someone went to check and found out I was indeed correct, so they threw that question out to make it fair since they were wrong. Still mad about that some 20 years later. Assholes. I'm very angry on your behalf. Similar experience, they claimed Mars was the hottest planet in the solar system, but they refused to check when I contested it and told me I shouldn't care anyway because the contests were supposed to be fun. This is a school, saying not to care about facts.